Okay, this feels good. Y'all don't. Hi, everybody. You totally don't have to stare at me yet. You can feel free to keep talking amongst yourselves. I'm just setting up this beautiful mic to make sure it feels good for me. While I'm doing so, I was reminded to tell you where the bathrooms are. If you follow the lovely stars on the wall, you see the sign that says restroom, there's blue stars on the wall, and go all the way to the back and follow the stars, and they will get you to where you need to go. Because we always get to where we need to go. Unless you get a flat tire sometimes, I guess. You don't always get to where you need to go. I'm Kat Siciliani, and I'm opening the show tonight for our amazing musicians. We have touring musician Sophia Corinne coming on after me, and then we have local musician Ruby Ruth George, and I'm very excited to see both of them. I haven't seen Sophia Corinne perform personally, but I've heard some songs online, and I'm very excited to see in person. Where are you traveling from again? Asheville, North Carolina. So this musician's come a long way to be right here, and I just feel really grateful that here in Humboldt County, we have so many wonderful folks who decide to stop through this little pocket here in the Redwoods. We're really fortunate to have such a vibrant, thriving artist community here. I also want to shout out just all the folks who volunteer with Outer Space. Thanks for making spaces like this happen. It really would not be occurring if it weren't for the volunteer power that is behind this space. If you got a few extra bucks, I just recommend, donating to Outer Space to ensure that spaces like this can continue to thrive, because these folks are certainly super resourceful and do the best with what they got, but could always use a little more change here and there, That's what I got to say about that. Okay, as I get comfortable on this stage, I'm just going to continue chitter-chattering at you for a moment before I share a piece. How many of you know who your neighbors are? Or know of your neighbor, know your neighbor's name, anything like that? Okay. I see a lot of hands, which I feel glad about. If you've got neighbors, that is, we don't all have neighbors, but I want to speak to this a little bit because I'm in the process of writing a poem about neighbors and the importance of connecting with the people around us. So if anyone feels, as I'm chatting, if you call to a memory that you have of your neighbor and you feel called to share, feel free to raise your hand because I kind of want to hear it. We have a loneliness epidemic happening right now, just in our world. Adults and people are the loneliest they have ever been. I feel grateful that we have community spaces like this here to come to, and that Humboldt is such a small area that I think a lot of us know many of the people around us. But in lots of other areas, that's really just not true. And some people go home and go to their apartment and don't know the people who are living right on the wall on the other side of them. And so I just want to call attention to that. And some of the work I do, my work explores kind of I described it the other night as the intersection between hope and grief. And I think as we get lonelier and lonelier, that becomes a lot more pronounced. And so especially as we see just things happening in the world today, just all of the intensities that we witness on a day-to-day basis, it's so important to know who's right next to us. Even if you think you don't get along or you might not align ideologically, just knowing people's name and, developing that familiarity with each other, I think is really important. And it feels really hard. So these days, it's a very brave thing to do, is to simply introduce yourself to your neighbor if you don't know who they are. So that's what I've got. Does anybody have a wonderful memory of a neighbor that they feel like sharing? Because if not, I'll share one real quick. Okay. I used to have a neighbor named Chris. When I went to the university and then moved out, it was my first real house with friends. It was a group of us. We were young adults. We were all maybe 19 years old and living in a house for the first time. And Chris was a fisherman, a crab fisherman. He would bring us over just a bucket of crab. He taught me how to build a bookshelf. He would let my roommate borrow his sander so that when she was working on her dresser. And he didn't have to do any of that. He just was what are these young people doing? They obviously need a hand. And he just offered that. And so I like to plant that seed because I feel inspired by that, to just be helpful, be neighborly, be helpful to the people around you, and maybe think of how you can carry that into your day to day. My ramble about neighbors is over. Thank you. This poem has nothing to do with neighbors, but you would think that would be a wonderful segue, but it's not. My mother always said, "Ain't nothing like a fresh paint job," says there is nothing like replacing old with the new. So upon moving, I gave the room a coat of paint to say goodbye. The color called simply white to say, I like to leave things better than I found them. I said hello to the new room the same way. I spent way too much time staring at all the colors on the wall before landing on Man on the Moon, a creamy yellow to bring light on cloudy days. See, a fresh paint job is a housewarming party for yourself. It offers new beginnings and uplifting words like, you deserve nice things. And there is something special about the meticulous nature of cutting in along the line of trim with steady, even brushstrokes that says, you got this. Fresh Paint Job says, thank you for loving your future self enough to soothe the you who stares at the wall. See, my mind is impeccable at the art of fixation. It distracts me from the important stuff and tells me the real problem is with the years-old patches of spackle on the wall, noticeable against the characteristic clinical white of the rental room. It tells me the real problem is not my broken heart, it's just that I should have painted the room 3 years ago instead of saying it's only a temporary stay. Man on the Moon Yellow has no time for bullshit like this. It says, it's okay to stare at your broken heart. You are safe between these clean, clear, warm, and welcoming walls. It says, you do what you put your mind to, and you are good at it. My mother said, there's nothing like a fresh paint job, and I believe her. Thank you. I felt inspired to read a bunch of my old poems tonight. So a lot of the poems you're going to hear are in my first chapbook, Fleeting. I have a few copies here tonight in the back along with some of my prints, which have some of just the lines with like collage work that I did for the lines in this poetry. Tonight, these books are $8 if you want them. I really have so many of them, and I'm trying to get rid of them. So if you want them, let me know. Only $8, yeah. So my poet friends just walked in the doors. Hi, Dylan. We just did a fun show at the basement last week. It was a really good time. We got Herman Crab walking in the building too. Sorry, I'm calling you guys out. It was really amazing. So if you guys ever see like flyers for the rhythm and rhyme shows, those are really a good time. They're happening like every 2 to 3 months these days, and it's just a good old time. So being is hard, right? Like just being in this world is like really hard right now. Each day we take in a flurry of ideas, most via our screens. Some ideas are incredibly positive and make us feel good. A message from a close friend, a video about something innovative in the world, a photo of a beautiful place. While others urge us to do something, and immediately we need this or that product to change for the better. We need to experience this or that adventure to live life to the fullest. We need to take cold showers for optimal health. We need others to validate us to feel as though we are enough. We need to be doing something with our time in order for our existence to be worthwhile. And the messages go on and on and on. In the few spaces left between, the breeze from the window urges us to look up and away, to look up and inward, to sit with ourselves for just a little while and recall how it feels to be exactly as we are, to examine the birds chirp on broken fence boards, to laugh at how silly the cat looks as he eats, to find an intensity of greenery under a fern as the sun shines through, to look closely at a framed photo of your mother, to notice you miss people fiercely and give in to that pain, to notice how the mundane gives way to increasing fascination as we put the screen away for extended periods of time, to notice how accepting oneself becomes easier as we look inward longer and longer, and to allow the complexities of being human to surface and accept them over and over and over. Thank you. That is our lifelong work, right? Like, I'm addicted to this stupid thing. And I thought it was funny. I always think it's funny when I read that poem off of my phone, too. And I'm like, this does not feel aligned at all, but I don't have a printer, so. But ooh, look at that. Community art spaces coming in clutch. It is also on the back of my book here, but it's a little bit outdated from the way I like to read it now. But if you do like that, it is here. I'm plugging my book again. So I was told I have like 20 to 30 minutes. That's like a long time for a poet. So I'm going to do my best. I don't know how much I can really fill the space in between without getting tired of my own voice talking to you. So I think I'm just going to keep kind of sliding right into these other poems, and we'll go from there. I've totally read this one on the outer space stage, so it's always kind of funny. I'm like, you guys, you get to hear it again, the people who've heard it before. If I had to write a poem about the queer experience, I might call it Panic Attack Before the Poetry Show. I might call it Please Don't Perceive Me. I'd call it Imposter Syndrome. I might call it It Hurts a Little Bit More Than I Expected It to. I might call it Remembering. I might call it Everything Makes Way More Sense in Hindsight. I might call it, Please Listen, but also Don't Look at Me. I might call it Uncertainty. I'd call it Someday I Will Finish a Poem About My Mother. I'd call it This Is Just the Beginning. It is always just the beginning. I might call it I've never been able to fall asleep or wake easily, and I know there's a metaphor in there for all of this. I'd call it, I found a home and it has no address. I might call it arriving, then getting lost, then arriving, then getting lost. I might call it, I am not sure what comes next. I might call it, do I belong here? I might call it, there are voices that tell me I am never lost, that I do belong, that we are never lost. Thank you. I wrote this other poem in 2020, so this is like quite a callback. But I was looking over some old work in preparation of this show, and I like it as just kind of a call out to coping mechanisms when things are hard in the world, and I think it actually really relates to, for me at least, a lot of what's happening right now and how I navigate the world right now and navigate hardship and grief and how that's integrated in the day-to-day. So sorry for the COVID callback to the height of 2020. I know that's a little jolting for a lot of us, but it really hasn't gone away, and that's something we don't talk about really anymore. And so I don't think it's bad or outdated to bring it up. I think it's still very current. Humboldt County has its first known community spread of COVID-19, and I cleaned the laundry room. Bernie Sanders drops out of the presidential race, and I rearrange my sock drawer. An ex-lover writes, if anything were to happen, I wanted to at least have one more conversation. I wash all of my bedding and deodorize the mattress we once shared. When everything is clean, I lie on my floor instead of the bed. I place chapped hands on my chest and belly. I protect this vessel from contamination of the mind and heart. I cover my eyes to look closer. I remember this heart and mind are not dirty. They do not require sanitation like everything on the outside, but they do require care. Though I can pretend they don't when there is so much else to clean and sweep and scrub. I can look the other way with ease, chap my hands just a little bit more. I can let them bleed. A new lover tells me he is falling in love with me. I take the clean clothes off the floor and let the hangers hold their weight. I lie where they laid. I kiss my bloody hands and choose to hold myself instead. Thank you. It's like a time capsule to read old work. It really takes me into past places, and it's really wild. I imagine musicians feel similarly when you write a song about something and it takes you way over there. So it's actually kind of cool to explore old work. It's been some time since I've done this, which that's a great segue into this next poem. My body has not yet learned past tense. It confuses were with are, then with now, was with is. My heart feels the stutters as corrections are attempted. We're so very in love. This night that night was so full of life. Can you remember then like I do? Can you remember as if it is happening right now? See, this bookshelf of a brain has dusty stacks. Memories are shoved into every crevice and crack. The body remembers when the mind does not. Body makes a good librarian. Understands all the ways around this controlled chaos. Remembers just how in love you felt that night. The sound of the song that played, not another soul in sight. Body drops that book back to the floor, picks up the one where you are blissfully whiskey drunk as you ride a shared bicycle down Union. And as you read the story, you can feel the whoosh of the wind on your face again. Body stacks that memory back on the shelf, finds the one of when you hiked cliffs above the ocean side with your best friend. Body looks at this picture book. Remembers how it felt when he lifted you to see the sun, to see the view, how he always did. Body swears it is all happening right now. We are singing the song. We are riding the bicycle, and we can see the sun. Thank you. Am I still okay on time, Marina, or how are we doing? Okay. Okay, cool. Okay. Okay, I think I've just got 2 more pieces for you, unless really something else springs up and I feel super inspired. I did read this one the other night at the basement show, and I've been reading it a lot because I'm feeling a lot of gratitude for little critters in my life these days and trying to call that in. So this is a fun one I've read a few times and really enjoy. Some call it hope or faith. I call it the pitter-patter of paws across the hardwood. As I walk from kitchen to bedroom to bathroom, the pitter-patter follows. I call it the weight of another body on my body in the morning light. A gray bean impatiently poking its way through sheets to touch my face, my imaginary barrier between myself and leaving the bed. I call it the persistent presence to be fed, watered, treasured, always in need but never needy, always loud and soft and gray and here. Even when I don't want to be here, I have to be here. I have to feed. I have to water. I have to find the treasures in the box and the treasures in this life. He reminds me what it means to treasure. I remember what it was like before the pitter-patter of paws across the hardwood. The time in bed had no deadline. The weight on my body kept me there. Invited me to stay too long, did not tell me to get up. This 12-pound weight is a little bit lighter, more comforting, sings to me off tune, greets me at the door, curls behind my knees as I sleep, gives me permission to rest, and tells me when I don't need to anymore. Is very persistent when I don't need to anymore. Sometimes he licks my nose, a wet reminder of hope or faith, his sandpaper gift. Thank you. Actually, I have 2 of them now, 2 12-pound weights. One of them is only a year old, and he's a baby, and he's huge. So that's about my cat, Charlie. The other little guy is Grigio. Julian likes to call him Garbage Boy. Okie dokie. How are we all doing? Are y'all excited for the next folks to come on up? I'm really excited. This is such a sweet turnout, too. I will say this is such a, thank you all for coming out tonight. Everyone's got a seat. Y'all look really comfortable. This has been such a, y'all have created such a cozy space for us tonight, too. So thanks again, folks at Outer Space. My last one I'm going to do is actually a little sing-song one that I like to do, but I'm always really scared to do because I don't ever sing in public, but I like to do it because it's fun. My voice, I'm feeling, is also needs a little water, so I'm going to do that first. Thanks. So I think at the end, there will be kind of a call and response, and I'll just guide you guys through that as we do it. But you'll kind of see where the repetition is as I sing it. And so as you hear that repetition, think about the end, and there will be a chance for you to participate. Okay. Maybe someday I'll have music to this and it'll feel a little easier. Someday I'll rip the lawn out, I'll plant flowers instead. I'll take walks in the morning and be on time to bed. I'll call my grandpa every Sunday and text back all my friends, but for now, I'm good enough. Yeah, for now, I'm good enough. Someday I'll wear sunscreen and take cold showers. I'll cook all my food and I won't waste the power. I'll try to call my mom and I'll breathe in deep. But for now, I'm good enough. Yeah, for now, I'm good enough. Someday I won't fall in love too fast. I'll think about the future more and what is meant to last. I won't push them all away when things get kind of hairy. I'll hold on even when it's pretty scary. But for now, I'm good enough. Yeah, for now, I'm good enough. For now, I'm good enough. Yeah, for now, I'm good enough. For now, we're good enough. Yeah, for now, we're good enough. Cool, that's what we got. Thanks, everybody. Just some sweet silliness to share together. Up next, we have Ruby Ruth George coming to join us. No, we have Sophia Corinne. I got mixed up. It's usually local and then touring. So next up, we got Sophia Corinne coming on up to join us, our touring musician from Asheville, North Carolina. So we'll have a little bit of a transition time period. So yeah, thanks so much, y'all. I really appreciate it. And if you want a print or a book, just holla at me. I'll be around.
a sweet taste in my mouth. Oh, you leave a sweet taste in my mouth. Oh, you leave a sweet taste in my mouth. Oh, you leave a sweet taste in my mouth. A drop of belladonna to dissolve under my tongue. All I really want is for your lips to take my thumb. Rest me on your belly and rock me till I hum. I hum. Oh, you leave a sweet taste in my mouth. Oh, you leave a sweet taste in my mouth. Oh, you leave a sweet taste in my mouth. Oh, you leave a sweet taste in my mouth. Put your fingers in my mouth, you pinch my lips and make a pout. Ask me what I did today, I shake my head, say I'm okay. See, I'm just still a little kid who's feeling bad for what I did, making up something to say. I'm wrestling a holiday, and if it's all apology, is that what's gonna set you free? Will you find out eventually, eventually, eventually? Pretend that what I have will never end, and if you try to convince me I'll change the subject, I'm not listening. Probably it's just the hurt, but I'll avoid what you assert, 'cause underneath the pain I bet it's beautiful, more or less. So blow the candles, make a wish. Did I sign up for all of this? Wake up in another dream, I'm horrified, screaming, screaming. Call you from the other room, you call me back, you'll be here soon. But what if something happens to you? What's the plan? What would I do if we lost everything today? Would words be left for us to say in the moment of the end? Do you think we'd know it or pretend? 'Cause I can't stand a little bit of feeling sad or being sick. Here I am, so I'll just sit with all of it, with all of it. Fine. message to my friend and second guess it if I'll send it, 'cause every note leaves something missing. Could we just keep kissing, kissing? Don't think that I've nailed it down, but next time you're coming through town, maybe you'll decide to stay, dress up with me, put on a play like when we were just little kids with picture books and cups with lids. I'll be sick, what will you be? A doctor giving surgery. Help me, baby, help me, It'll be fine, 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 just fine, fine, fine. I had this conversation with my partner Forrest a little while ago. We were talking about if we, basically, it's like, if we knew we were going to die in like a month, how would we live our lives? Versus if we knew we had like 4 months, or like a year, or like 5 years. And it's a sort of fascinating conversation to have if you're looking for like a good death conversation starter. I'd highly recommend, because yeah, for some people it's like the answer is the same through and through. Other people it's like, wow, it's fascinating. You just, what changes, what doesn't, anyways. This song sort of stemmed from that conversation. You sat in the back, driving slow down the roads. Watch you laugh as we pass through the trees in the street without clothes. Naked and bare. May I run my fingers through your hair? Let's just pretend I'll be there in the forever together that we'll share, that we'll share. On the path, keeping track of each step on the dirt that you take. Watch you laugh as we pass. Try my best not to slip. There's a snake. Over there, there's no need for you to be scared. Come take my hand, keep it there in the forever together pretend that death will never come for me. But if all that is left is a year or 4 months, I don't know, whenever it will be, I hope that the time that we've shared was enough. Yeah, so I'm on tour from Asheville, North Carolina. I've been on the road for the last couple of months or so, and I think I am starting to get a little tired. Yeah, I feel like I can confess all of the truths of what's happening to this crowd. You all have seemed very sweet, lovely, honest folks. You know, I was just listening, and as people are greeting each other, asking each other how you're doing, and you actually answer, you know? Truthfully, not just the fluff of courtesy. Anyways, yeah, it's been really fun. It's been really special. I toured for a little bit with my sister on the road with me, and that was quite the journey we had together for a couple weeks. And this next song, it was really fun because anytime I played it, I got to call her out to a group of strangers. That one time she almost burnt her house down. For a good cause, she was making me candles to sell on the road. So I guess I'm somewhat at fault, or responsible, maybe, through, yeah. Anyways, this time around, I had her, instead of make hand-dipped wax candles, she just made the holders. We wanted to avoid more fires. So if you do want a little candle holder made by my sister, who's wonderful, I do have them on the merch table, and I would love to not carry them around anymore. I can tell that you haven't been sleeping well. I can tell by that look in your eye. I see the way that those dreams have been keeping you up. Even when you lay down, looking up at the sky. I can tell when we're watching the clouds that the shapes you see aren't adding up. I see a dragon, a horse, and a gallop. You've got your eyes shut 'cause you've had enough. When everything's a fantasy, it's hard to keep the dream alive. I know I've made a mess of things, but I'll clean it up if you give me some time. I can tell that you're losing your patience. I know I have been making you wait. I see the toll that it takes on our friendship every time that I show up late. And I know that you haven't forgiven by the way that you look lost in thought. I know that I've got to earn it with action, and you trust it. I haven't forgotten. And when everything's a fantasy, it's hard to keep the dream alive. I know I've made a mess of things, but I'll clean it up if you give me some time. Go to meetings 9 to 5. Try to keep the dream alive. Tell myself I'm doing fine. Circle back to what is mine to give you when I see you next time. I guess I've been keeping things interesting. See, I almost burned down the house. You came running with a heavy blanket. threw it over the stove, put the fire out. And I'm gonna keep making you candles, 'cause I know you can still use the light. Climb into bed before I feel tired. If I keep trying, maybe this time I'll get it right. 'Cause when everything's a fantasy, it's hard to keep the dream alive. I know I've made a mess of things, but I'll clean it up if you give me some
Sweet.
Let's see, what's it gonna be? This next song is called Let Me Know, and I think I'm mostly playing new stuff that I haven't put out yet, 'cause that's what feels alive and exciting. But this song still feels relevant, even though it's older and it is released. It's inspired by this time that my sister was living in Colorado and going through a really rough patch, and it was really hard, and I couldn't be there for her physically. Like, you know, when someone you love is having a hard time, you want to be able to just, like, feed them and give them a hug and all that. But instead, showing up looked a little different. It was like having lunch every day for a month over Zoom. And yeah, so I don't know if there are people in your life who you're supporting from afar. This one's for you and for them. Let me know how it goes. It's just a trip, I suppose. Hospital robes don't feel like clothes. You still look cute, I promise, though. Hey, hey, what you been up to today? I'm okay. Wish I weren't so far away, but I'll be here for you. Send me pictures, send photos. Say that again, 'cause you just froze. I'll hold you close, won't fix you though. You're not a broken bicycle. Hey, hey, where'd you ride off to today? I'm okay. Wish I weren't so far away, but I'll be here for you. Not much more than I can do. I know you're strong, you're tender too. Hey, hey, how have you been feeling today? I'm okay. Wish I weren't so far away, but I'll be here for you. Have a taste, what you make. Come back, baby, what's that face? Hit the brakes, change the pace. Ask again how long it takes. Hey, hey, what's been bothering you today? I'm okay. Wish wish I weren't so far away, but I'll be here for you. So, you know that feeling when it's like 11 a.m. and you're still in bed and you'll probably stay there a little longer because you have some moping to do, and your mom calls and you don't pick up. All right, that was some like camaraderie laughter. This one's for you. Me too. Saw you called me yesterday. I was sleeping and too late. Lies in the dream, worlds undertow, swimming with slow strokes deep below. Underwater, muffled sounds. Who do you call was underground? Leave me a voice, mail at the dawn. For now, I just like to be alone. I know you worry about my health. I promise I'll do my best to take care of myself. Sometimes it's best to just stay home, but I'll call you back on the telephone. I felt the words come rushing out. Come on over to my house. We're beginning something grand. Invitations, shaking hands, making plans. What's your story? Try my best. Fill the gaps and guess the rest. How do you share about it all? It's an art, many conversations told. can't seem to stop inviting it, but it's a lot at once, and I'm probably overdoing it. I swung like a pendulum, and I'm still not through with it, catching up to what I tossed and lost, but I'm pretty sure it's here somewhere. I'll break your stand, maybe it's over there on that lost shopping bag or the back pocket of those jeans that I got secondhand in St. Louis. Just give me a second and I'll get back to you on this, or call me back tomorrow just in case I forgot about it. I felt the words come rushing out, past the filters of self-doubt. Would you like to be my friend? I've got a listening ear to lend, hit send. Is this all to fill a void, making people into toys to distract from what I lack? Or is it closing up again? For a while now, I've known about the whole, but I know I'm not alone. I've taken polls, and I'm pretty sure at this point that we're suffering from it, from that sneaky empty feeling when you have a moment to just sit and there's nothing to distract you from the mystery of consciousness, and you're looking in the mirror and it's not capturing everything that's going on, so you try to find that thing inside you that knows what's happening, but you're not your eyes, and you're not your tongue, and you're not your lips, and you're not your mouth, and you're not your face, and you're not your skull. And it's getting a little freaky, but it's also kind of exciting, because you can't find it, and 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 you can't find it. So yeah, I've booked this show pretty much on Instagram, which is like kind of special because I've made so many people, like made so many connections with people from the internet in real life. I get to meet them in person and like, you know, sleep on their couches and cook dinner in their kitchens. It's been really special that way, but also now I'm like addicted to Instagram, so. Yeah. I'm ashamed, and I still have intrusive thoughts out of frame. There's so much now that isn't caught in the story that I'm telling all the time. All the time I spend now taking pictures of my life, performing my day like I'm a dutiful housewife. Cover up the mistakes, leave those messages unread, instead of being honest about what's really going on inside my head, inside my head. I'm ashamed, and I I still have intrusive thoughts. Out of frame, there's so much now that isn't caught in the story that I'm telling all the time. All the time I spent now with a phone in my two hands could be spending it with you or with some of our friends. Instead, I'm watching people making stories of their lives and feeling like I'm missing something deep inside, deep inside. Filtered snapshots, scenic backdrops, pose for headshots, skip the teardrops, hey, the cat's lost, ad for weight loss, when at no cost, be your own boss, here's a new thought, scroll to the top, look what I bought, when will it stop? I was funny. I feel like I was noticing as I was playing the synchronicities between you. Yes, I love it when that happens, you know? Yeah. Oh, cool. Well, I think I'll just play one more if that's okay. And yeah, this has been such a treat. Y'all are so attentive and kind faces, and it's wonderful. I really appreciate it. It's really good to be here, and yeah, you have a really special thing happening here. Thanks to all the volunteers, everybody running sound, and what a technical, yeah, all of that. And I'm really looking forward to hearing Ruby Ruth George play. It's like, I've been looking forward to this show. Yeah, it's interesting. I feel like a lot of elders in my life have died in the last year or so. One of them being my pottery teacher, my high school pottery teacher. Her name was Mrs. Carl. And if you just picture in your head whatever like quintessential little old white lady, whatever picture that is for you, that was Mrs. Carl. She had white hair in a bun at the nape of her neck almost always, and she wore these long denim skirts and little sweater vests. And she was like 80 years old when she was my teacher, and you know, died in her 90s. I guess that like ages me or whatever, but yeah. And she was an incredible lady. She had the most delicate little, how do I describe? Most delicate, like, little wrists. Her hands and fingers were, like, very, like, spindly. She looked like a delicate little bird of a woman, you know? But then you'd have these, like, rowdy high school boys coming into the pottery, and all of a sudden an arm would shoot out, and you'd hear, like, like, she was really strong. So she looked like this dainty little thing, but then, you know, she had fire and strength and grit. Let's see. Sorry, this tuning, it slipped my brain for a second, and we have to get to it. But yeah, she was an incredible woman, and she taught me how to spiral wedge. Do any of you do pottery? Do you know about? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Do you know about spiral wedging? Yeah. Cool. Okay. So for those of you who want to learn about spiral wedging, basically what you do is you have, you know, your big cold hard block of clay, right? And you have to make it workable. And so you can take a fairly large portion of that block, and then you hold only as much as you can hold in your hands.
from that, and you press down, and then you rotate that larger block, and you press and rotate and press and rotate. And through this process, it's very meditative, relaxing. Yeah, anyways, through this process, you can make the cold, hard block of clay warm and pliable and workable in your hands. And it's a really wonderful process. And I don't know, ever since Mrs. Carl passed, I've been thinking about that. I feel like our world right now often feels like this big, cold, hard block of like, ugh, like, what do you do with this? Like, there's so much suffering, there's so much stuff going on, there's so many things, like, how do you even, so I've been trying to come back to like, okay, what of this can I hold in my hands? And so, yeah, on that topic, I do have some poppy postcards that I'm selling as merch, and 100% of proceeds from that go to eSIMS for Gaza. So if that's something you want to put in your hands, that's there. But yeah, come say hello after this. I'd love to like talk with you all. You seem like wonderful people. Okay, we're finally ready to play the song.
To set me in motion, set me in an emotion, to spin me like a top, to spin and never stop. You spin me like a bottle that lands me in a kiss, to spin me with a blindfold on and a bat between my fists. Give me a spin, give me a twirl in that white silk dress with lace and pearls. You're spinning all aglow, you're spinning 'cause you know. To spin out of control, the car stuck in a ditch, to tipping back and forth. Can't tell now which is which. You spin until you're spent, and the time is all run out. To spinning over thinking thoughts that land you in self-doubt. We're spinning on an axis, we're spinning on the earth, spinning as a practice, spinning through a birth.
Okay, thank you. Sweet. Yeah, stick around for Ruby Ruth George.
You never know how far it is until you start. Then it's uphill both ways, wishing you didn't depart. But it's never easy. No, it's never easy. Don't look back, just look ahead, one step at a time. You'll get there before you know, but it's not yet quitting time, and it's never easy. No, it's never easy. The sky is blue, clouds are white. Why can't I smile? 'Cause for me and happiness, well, it's been a while, and I wish it was easy. I wish it was easy. You know, all I do these days is turn this smile upside down. But even I'm getting sick of this silly little frown. I sure wish it was easy. I wish it was easy. But I figured out one day it's what I always do. Now I find my way to knowing my own truth, and someday it'll be easy. Someday it'll be easy. I'm like, what, am I not plugged in? I'm unmuted. All right, we're here. Okay. Hey. Yeah. I can just unmic me. Yeah. Great. That's funny. A good thing my guitar is loud. Okay. That song was kind of about my Tourette's syndrome, kind of, and also just about life in general. Anyway, I am gonna sing another one about my Tourette's. This is a terrible place for a music stand. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't like to use a music stand, but sometimes you have to, but sometimes you don't. Okay, there we go. Okay, can I get a little bit more vocal in the monitor also? Thank you. come around, getting myself up off the floor. All I see, images of me doing things that I don't like. Breathe it in, breathe it out, just to keep up on this fight. But my mind gets flooded, there ain't no way to hold it down. I just wanna keep drowning, I'll keep fighting my way until it stops. Will it ever stop? Ooh. I'll keep. I voice typed these, so I didn't actually type it, and I didn't check it. Okay. Keep going. I really worth the time. In my life, never knowing where I need to draw the line. I've made mistakes without repair, not saying sorry or why. I dig myself deeper down with no way out I could find. But in my mind gets flooded, and there ain't no way to pull me out. I don't want to keep drowning, so I'll keep fighting my way until it stops. Will it ever stop? Ooh. I'll get down, I'll stay down while I wait this one out. What's the point in trying to fight it when I'm living in my doubts? When I get up, I'll be stronger, though I don't know what's to come. One thing I know is I belong here, I know my own way home. Even when my mind gets flooded, there ain't no one to pull me out. I don't want to keep drowning, so I'll keep fighting my way until it stops. But will it ever stop? Will it ever stop? Spell check, people. I was worried because I had a really bad tic attack today when I was on a walk, and I got stuck on a trail. I fell down and was just tic attacking away, and my mom had to come and get me. And it was like my worst nightmare came true. I was like all alone, people don't know what to do with a twitchy person on the side of a path with a dog that's scared. And so it was just an interesting, anyway, that was a song about one of the worst tic attacks I've ever had at that point. Little did I know it would get way worse than that. But anyway, so I'm going to sing a song that I wrote a while ago about a strawberry plant. It's called Into the Void. It was like a strawberry plant in a pot. And it was like, you know how the strawberry grow over the pot, and then there's all these little babies, just kind of shoots that roots, no soil, and they're just like grow, and then what's the point? And but some people look at that. Some people look at that and see hope, the abundance of life, and I just see a pointless plant wasting energy. But then my cousin asked this question, is what do you see? I was like, again, wasted energy. And then they asked their mom, and then their mom, my aunt, was like, well, I see the beauteous wonders of the world and blah, 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 and all this hope and stuff. And both of us are non-binary people who are depressed all the time with Tourette's. So I'm just we see life the same. And then our moms are the bubbly, joyful wonders of the world. Anyway, which I love because it keeps us alive. So we need both. Anyway, that is how this song came about, a strawberry plant.
And fun fact, I got a tattoo of a little strawberry, just one singular strawberry, right on my left inside of my left leg. And I became fast friends with Fig over here. And one day, I'm committed to the bit. Okay, so one day, like the second time we hung out, we realized we had the same fucking tattoo. Anyway, so we're best friends now. Okay. Anyway, because that's how friends are made. Okay, I'll sing now. I'm out of tune. Oh my God. Okay. Wow, A string. Way to drop the ball. I do kind of hit the guitar a little hard on that last. I mean, not the last song, actually. I hardly play it at all. The song before that, I totally dissociated while I sang that song. I'm back now. What if the world was a dead end? You're the one that told me I need to begin. What if I can't find the hopes and the dreams that people keep saying I need to believe? Some people see sunshine through the clouds and rain bringing rainbows to all around. And though my cup is half empty and my story is seldom told, I can see the beauty in the void. Well, hey, baby, hold your mother's hand. She was put here to show you all the light in this land. Well, hey, mama, try closing your eyes, 'cause maybe all this light is just a disguise. 'Cause some people see sunshine through the clouds and rain bringing rainbows to all around. And though my cup is half empty and my story is seldom told, I can see the beauty in the void. So let's just sit in the silence that we found. We can find our truth without making a sound. Don't try to fill this space in my mind, 'cause I'll find what I'm bound to find. Some people see sunshine through the clouds, rain bringing rainbows to all around. And oh, my cup is heavy
though my cup is half empty and my story is seldom told, I can see the beauty in the void. Oh, I can see the beauty in the void.
Thank you.
Let's see. I had a whole plan and now I don't feel like doing it. So I won't. Anyway, okay. This is a song. I usually say it's a song about being a Ditzelfritz, but then people were like, "What is that?" And then I realized you have to have context into how I talk, which is like that. Anyway, it's just about when you're so overwhelmed that you make really stupid mistakes, and then you make so many stupid mistakes in a row that you have to slow down. And that's about that. Yep. It's called Awake. Picking up the pieces, trying to get going. I'm turning on the car and still looking for the keys. Everything is blurry. I look for my glasses. When I look into the mirror, I see that they're still on my head. Am I even awake? Am I really living? Am my eyes open today? Oh, where's my brain? Am I even awake? Am I really living? Am I even awake? Oh, I wanna start living today. Oh, 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 hey. I'm accustomed to the chaos. I find it kind of pretty. When everything is swirling around me, you'll catch me dancing. But I guess it would be nice to sleep through the night, so I could wake in the morning and feel the stillness that only morning can bring. Am I even awake? Am I really living? Am my eyes open today? Oh, where's my brain? Am I even awake? Am I really living? Am I even awake? Oh, I wanna start living today. Oh, 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 am I even awake? Am I really living? Am I even awake? Oh, I wanna start living today. Oh, I wanna start living. Oh, I wanna start living today. Hoo, hoo, oh, hoo, hoo, oh, I usually play that one with my band, or now I play it with my band in addition to playing it like I just did. Anyway, but I forget, the band's so loud and overstimulating for me because everything's overwhelming, that I forget, how to play this song without the band. But if I think about it too hard, I don't know what chords are happening. So in the middle of the song, I had to be detach and trust your hand. Anyway, Let yourself go. Okay, let me. Oh, capo. Hello. I'm gonna sing something that I feel like singing. Okay, I'm gonna sing a newer song called "I Lost My Whiskey Privilege," and anyway, it is. I wrote it because I was hanging out with some friends after an open mic, and everyone was drinking, and they didn't really know me very well, and they offered me whiskey, and then I just said, "No, thank you. I lost my whiskey privilege," and they're like, "Write that song immediately," and so I did. Yeah. Well, there's a love story that has a sad ending. I've tried to ignore it, but I just can't pretend. There's a bitter to the sweetness of love I had to repress. It's the story about whiskey and me, and how I lost my whiskey privilege. There's been nothing that has made me feel so free, but I lost my whiskey privilege, 'cause it's all or nothing for whiskey and me. Well, Jameson or Jack, Jim or Johnny, I loved them all, I wasn't too picky. But every time we'd have some fun, it would end in something troublesome. I could never get enough, and so I lost my whiskey privilege. There's been nothing that has made me feel so free. Yeah, I lost my whiskey privilege, 'cause it's all or nothing for whiskey and me. I tried to make it last. I tried to hold on one sip at a time, pretending there was nothing wrong. But I couldn't ignore all the bad things I do, so my sweet whiskey, I had to let go of you. And that's how I lost my whiskey privilege. There's been nothing that has made me feel so free. Yeah, I lost my whiskey privilege, 'cause it's all or nothing for whiskey and me. Now it's time I say goodbye for the last time. Just one more round for the memories. Well, it's been a good run, but I gotta run away for good. So goodbye, my sweet whiskey. And I lost my whiskey privilege. There's been nothing that has made me feel so free. I lost my whiskey privilege, 'cause it's all or nothing for whiskey. It's all or nothing for whiskey. It's all or nothing for whiskey and me. Thank you very much. Let's see. I'm gonna sing. Now I'm on I'm gonna keep it all sad, and then I don't feel like it anymore. Anyway, so I'm gonna sing. I don't ever know like what genre I am, because like I don't know. Anyway, but I do like some country and some indie folky stuff, but lately I started a country band, and even in that band it's like questionably country. Which that a great genre. Well, that's why we talk while we're tuning, because we don't think about what we're saying, and then sometimes we say, "Great, thanks." Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Teeny. I appreciate that. Okay, this song's called Trouble. It's about trouble, causing trouble, not knowing how to not live without trouble. Woo! Have you ever felt like life's just a little too good? Going right along like everyone says it should. But you ain't used to things running smoothly. So you gotta stir it up and give yourself a reason to sing. See, I get lost when there's no trouble. What am I to do if everything just goes my way? I gotta go out and find me some trouble. Then I'll carry on my troublesome way. Then I'll carry on my troublesome way. I see you cannot relate. Sometimes we need just really good attentive sound people to check on the most basic things. Sorry, that was my bad. Don't blame anyone else. See, there I go, causing trouble again. People try to tell me I've got to take it easy. What they don't know is easy's never worked for me. When I try to slow down and enjoy the ride, something wild happens in my mind. See, I get lost when there's no trouble. What am I to do if everything just goes my way? I gotta go out and find me some trouble. Then I'll carry on my troublesome way. Then I'll carry on my troublesome way. Well, I don't see what's wrong with dancing in the storm. So I'll carry on and quit looking for the calm. I get lost when there's no trouble. What am I to do if everything just goes my way? I gotta go out, find me some trouble, and I'll carry on my troublesome way. Then I'll carry on my troublesome way. Ooh, All right. How are we doing on time and energy? And do you guys want to get out of your chairs, or do you want to listen to one or two more? Or whose voice is that? That was a beautiful bass voice. Sorry, I didn't mean to like imitate you, but it was just like an involuntary bow. That's gorgeous. Okay. I'm literally not listening to the set list I made at all, because when you have 1,000 songs, you sing whatever the fuck you want to sing. Okay, I'm gonna sing a song I wrote called "Something New," and I wrote it when I got sober again after after a relapse. Anyway, there's a lot of like shame and guilt that goes when you've been sober for 5 years and then you go out and you come back in, you're like, I'm a worthless piece of shit. And then your brain has to be like, no, you're not, you're good. And then you surround yourself with people that are like, keep going, we love you. And then, anyway, so that's about that. This is inspired by the Indigo Girls too. If you catch the reference, you get 10 points. I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna go. I don't wanna do anything anymore. I'm so tired, searching for something new. Maybe this time I'll really fix it. Whatever it is, I'm just sick of missing out. Guess it's time to try something new. I tried going to the mountains and drinking from the fountains. Never found what I was looking for, so I'll just keep searching for that something new. They say if something ain't working, you gotta try something different. Try walking a new line, even if it's crooked, just go. Follow your own yellow brick road, yeah. There ain't no shame in falling out, jumping back in, 'cause there ain't no doubt that your dreams will still be there waiting on you. I tried going to the mountains and drinking from the fountains. Never found what I was looking for, so I'll just keep searching for that something new. Well, done all the running from that I could do, so now I'm just gonna run to a new way where I can be instead of do. Do. I've always been afraid of the stillness, but I no longer fear what's within this snow, 'cause I am becoming someone new. I tried going to the mountains and drinking from the fountains. Never found what I was looking for, so I'll just keep searching for that something new. I guess there's nothing wrong with always looking on. When you're done searching, that's when you'll be gone. There ain't no shame in looking for that, something new.
Thank you. My guitar was really out of tune, and I apologize for that. But anyway, we got through it anyway. Okay, can I sing one more for you guys? Great. Okay. I don't know what I'm going to sing for you yet, but I will figure it out, and then I'm going to unmute my guitar again before I start playing. Because we learn in this life and we grow. It's not that I haven't done this like 1,000 times. It's okay. I had a rough day. Well, let's see. I'm going to get some audience participation here. Do we want a rowdy country song? A John Prine cover song? Another song about whiskey? Or a song about nostalgic childhood? Okay, I got 2 for rowdy country. Rowdy. Okay. Rowdy, okay. This is a rowdier crowd than I thought we were. Okay. All right, this song's called Red Truck. It's about my red truck. And I wrote it because I was talking with Fig, and at one point I just said, like, I'm going to leave, or no, did you say leave all men behind? Yeah. Right where they belong. Yeah. So, thank you. And then I wrote a song. Anyway, yeah. It's about moving back up to Humboldt in my red truck. Okay. Let's see if I can remember. I usually have like a shredding electric guitar solo that starts us off, so just like I don't know about you, but I spent too many days trying to drag 'em along, and now I'm
getting sick and tired of writing the same tired-ass songs. So I'm talking about leaving all men behind, right where they belong. Yeah, I say, yeehaw, giddy up. Finally got my own red pickup truck. I'm gonna drive my ass up north until I'm free. Oh, yeehaw, giddy up. Got my horse and my dog and a bit of luck on this last-ditch effort to go find me. Phew. Now, before you get up in a little tizzy, now, I ain't saying that all men are bad. I'm just saying the ones that I've happened to have are less than to be desired, and I know I'm not the only one. Well, if we're being honest and we face the truth, men have been a little bit slow since that forbidden fruit, you know, that whole debacle. Well, who knows who's better than who, but I know what I deserve, and it sure as shit ain't you. Yeah, I say, yeehaw, giddy up. Finally got my own red pickup truck. I'm gonna drive my ass up north where I'll be free. Oh, yeehaw, giddy up. Got my horse and my dog and a bit of luck on this last-ditch effort to go find me. Yeah. Now there's one thing I've learned from this here tune. There's a few things that I need, and none of them are you. Just my horse and my dog and my own rig. Well, a highway that is open and a red truck. That's it! Yeah, I say, yeehaw, giddy up. Finally got my own red pickup truck. I'm gonna drive my ass up north till I'm free. Oh, yeehaw, giddy up. Got my horse and my dog and a bit of luck on this last-ditch effort to go find me. Yeah, now I'm free. Yee-hee, I don't need you. Maybe you needed me, but now that I'm free, leave me in my truck alone, 'cause I'm free. Yee-hee, yee-hee. Woo! Thanks y'all so much. Thank you, Marina, for putting this all together, and thank you, Sophia, for traveling so far, and thank you all for coming. Thanks, volunteers. Awesome. I'm done now. Okay.